Hello and welcome back to another video. A bit more progress on the project Mark II R32. I've painted the engine block black so it looks a lot fresher. Looks nice and fresh now. I've got the Mark III VR6 rear engine mount bolted on. Front accessory bracket is on. That's the one that came with the engine off the Audi TT. The oil cooler housing and oil cooler from a Mark IV Golf 2.8 4Motion. Basically this is a little bit thinner compared to the one that's on the 3.2. Basically it allows you to run the Mark III front engine mount without having to modify it. You can use the original 3.2 one, but you have to notch the front engine mount in in order for it to fit, and I don't really want to do that, so I've just put the slightly smaller oil cooler on. You can't just fit this; you also need to get the securing plastic bolt which threads that together is also shorter. So really, you need to get the whole assembly if you can. So I've just fitted the assembly there. They fit straight on from the 2.8. I've also got the steering rack put together and bolted onto the subframe. This steering rack is actually off of a Volkswagen Caddy van. It was actually cheaper to find that one second hand than it was to find a Mark II Golf one. So yeah, I found that from a Breakers. It's a second hand one off of a VW Caddy. They fit straight on. I've painted it up and got new track rod ends. So hopefully today I'm going to get the subframe bolted back onto the car. That's the plan. Right, so I've got the subframe bolted up into the car now. So that's all bolted in underneath. I've also got the gear shifter in, the O2J gear shifter is in. So what I've had to do basically is I've got some studs on the underside and drilled 2 holes and bolted it up from underneath, and then I've made like an angled bracket, so it's kind of angled at the ends to bolt in, and it kind of like pinches up and secures it from the top. I had to trim a little piece of the tunnel out so you can get reverse, because otherwise it fouls. So I had to trim a little piece of metal in there just to get so you can get reverse. So it's all bolted in and functional. Right, here you can see from underneath it's bolted up. So I've had to basically cut off the brackets that held the original shifter in place. So that's what I've chopped off from underneath the car. I had to cut the little cut these pieces off the back of the shifter as well, so I can fit it up nicely. So yeah, basically there's some studs in there that I fitted, and then it bolts up from underneath, and then the bracket at the top holding it in. I'm going to take it all out again and clean all this up and do a little bit of rust proofing. I need to grind this off as well. Do a little bit of rust protection before I put the heat shield back on again. But yeah, bit of a result today. There you go. So the next thing to do is going to be to fit these coilovers. These are Y-Tech coilovers. They're actually made. They're made by KW. I had them on my other Golf. I'm just going to put them on for the time being, just to get the car rolling. I might change the suspension at a later date for something else. I've got the BBS RS to go on as well. That'd be cool. Sorry, BBS RMs to go on. Need to get those refurbished. So I think I'm probably going to run with those steelies, those like banded steels for now, until I get the till I get the BBS refurbished. Yeah, a bit of wiring to sort out as well, but yeah, no, I'm happy with the way the shifter's turned out. Right, so I've removed the gear linkage and I've just sprayed the area. I'll give it another coat in a minute, just to give it a bit of rust protection. Those are as you can see, those are the 2 holes I've had to drill there. And then on my gear linkage, I've got these 2 studs here that I've fitted. That then bolts up through the holes, and then the bracket across the back. But yeah, I think that's come out pretty good in all fairness. There we go. Right, I had to take the subframe back out again because I noticed that these bolts were fouling on the underside of the car, so I've had to trim those down. I've also trimmed off these bits off the subframe because on the Mark III, obviously these bolt up onto the chassis of the car, and on the Mark II they just sit there doing nothing and they look a bit out of place, so I've just cut those off as well on both sides. But yeah, I had to remove the whole subframe because this was fouling on the body, which I didn't like, so it may have been potentially pushing the subframe away for a little bit, so yeah, hopefully that'll stop that from happening. And sod's law, I couldn't refit it because when I took the boot off, the steering the UJ boot split. It split at the bottom, and then I got really annoyed and just ripped it off. So I've had to order a new one of those. That's brand new, and it literally just ripped very easily. So I don't know, it's just poor quality. So I've ordered one from Heritage. Should be here on Tuesday, and then hopefully I can refit the subframe again. Yeah, one step forward and one backwards again, but still making progress. So that's the O2J shifter box installed now, properly installed, and I've painted and treated the area. So that's another job done. Another little piece I fitted as well is this blanking plate for the vacuum. There's a vacuum valve there, which you don't use on the conversion. So yeah, I've just got hold of a little blanking plate on there. Blanks it off nicely. You just use the original gasket, so that's good. I've also painted the cross member. So this is a Corrado. I think it's a Corrado VR6 cross member. So I've painted that up as well. So that's ready to go on. Yeah, making progress. Happy days. Yeah, I've also just got a new front engine mount. This is the old one. New one came assembled like that. So I'm not sure what this piece is for. I've taken it off. Yeah, bizarre. I'm not quite sure about that. Does look different. So yeah. Not sure if I've got the right one there, but we'll soon figure that out. What I can probably do is swap the rubber over to that bracket there. So yeah, there's a way around it if it's not right.